a showdown in the Senate on Capitol Hill right now. Debate is about to begin on the Inflation Reduction Act. Democrats still moving forward with the huge spending bill, despite the CBO's findings that the bill won't have a major impact on inflation. But the White House saying something completely different.
Leading economists have said that this Inflation Reduction Act will indeed reduce inflation.
Is it a dismissing of the CBO, though? Is it appropriate to brand it as the Inflation Reduction Act when it will have such a little effect in the next 2 years?
If you think about the Reduction Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, it will have an effect lowering prices for pharmaceutical costs, which is going to make a difference in a big way. It should be called the Inflation Reduction Act because that's exactly what it's going to do.
You heard the White House there saying the bill would lower drug costs, but the CBO says it could do the opposite and make prescriptions more expensive. And despite offering a tax credit for getting an electric vehicle, automakers say 70% of the EV models won't even qualify. You know, Joey, there's so much here. First of all, it's called the Inflation Reduction Act, and yet everybody is saying, all the experts, by the way, bipartisan committees, it won't actually reduce inflation. We have the situation where, you know, taxes, we heard from Joe Biden very early on, no one making under $400,000 was supposed to be taxed. Yet, check this out, what Schumer and Manchin, there's a $16.7 billion tax increase on earning under $200,000, $14.1 billion tax increase on Americans earning between $200,000 and $500,000. That's the reality of the Schumer-Manchin bill. So what do you make of this? Because, you know, not only do you have all these questions surrounding it, but they're also trying to pass it through the budget reconciliation process. That allows them to pass this with 50 votes versus the 60-vote threshold you usually have to have in the Senate.
Yeah, I think Mitch McConnell couldn't have this week end any sooner. I mean, it has been the worst week for him, and it isn't over with yet. You know, tomorrow maybe things will turn for the good. When you look at Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, and you look at why they ended up voting for this bill, for Joe Manchin, he's voting for this bill essentially for a promise of a permitting reform, basically, that isn't in this bill, that will happen after this bill, they said, by the end of September. Kyrsten Sinema is a little bit more kind of transparent. She's voting for it because they took out the provision that would hurt her wealthiest donors. And that's where they are. And it would be so easy to hang this around their neck, but 50 Democrat senators are voting for it. It's not just the two of them. It really we really kind of get a bad perspective on this. You look at a state like mine, Raphael Warnock is going up against Herschel Walker. I think Herschel's going to do really well. The polls are pretty tight. But Georgia voters aren't going to support this. They're not going to be happy about this. Joe Manchin has given a shield and taken so many arrows for the Democratic Party. I don't want this spending bill to be passed, but I also don't like the idea of them thinking they can hide behind him. At least now we see true colors.
Yeah. Well, by the way, you bring up the voters. Alicia, you were just in Arizona with talking to voters, connecting with people. I think it's pretty obvious. The reason the Democrats are pushing this through, right, is because the midterms are coming up. They have done nothing on inflation. It's through the roof. They have done very little to bring down gas prices, and they think this might help them as they head there. What was the response from voters, though?
Right, and it's really interesting. If they didn't learn anything over the past couple of years, have they even learned anything since Tuesday? And you bring up Senator Sinema of the state of Arizona. It's so interesting that she expresses her support for this after seeing the results on Wednesday morning when Republicans...
Right.
Trump-supporting, Trump-endorsed Republicans up and down the ballot won, and not only won by small margins, they won big. And people there who I was talking to, you know, they talk about abortion, they talk about border security, they talk about crime. Every single person, to a person we talked about, all they worried about was the price of groceries. They were concerned because they still couldn't fill their gas tanks. Yes, the White House likes to tout the drop in gas prices. It doesn't matter to them because it's still so much more expensive than it was. In the Phoenix area alone, in the month of June, the inflation rate was 12.3%. And so when they're watching these members of Congress argue about these things, for them, there's a real sense of rage that people aren't listening.
Well, and I think that life has been been made so hard for people right now in America. And get ready, folks, because if you like being audited, I think you're in luck. Thousands of new audits for low-income, middle-class Americans coming at you. Look at this graphic. Nearly 800,000 new audits for those making under $100,000. That's 65% of new audits. So you're in luck, Raymond, I think, if you're into this. But we just talked about gas prices. Take a listen to this sound between Peter Doocy and the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. Listen to this.
And then last one, why is the president bragging today about gas prices?
Because it's gone down.
It's still $1.72 higher than when he took office.
It is,
Still
and
over
it is
$4 a gallon, though.
Okay.
Is that good?
You want to talk to a nurse or a teacher or a firefighter if having that little bit of breathing room doesn't matter to
Are
them?
nurses and teachers and firefighters saying gas prices are only $4.11?
I'm saying
This is great.
I'm saying that even that little bit of breathing room matters to families.
Raymond, they're desperate to make anything sound good here.
Well,
how do you make the audits sound good, though?
Well, when you're losing jobs all across the country, and you are, I know there was that little blip this month. Don't pay attention to that. Look at the for lease signs everywhere and the people who are out of work.
Yeah.
The only job that's being doubled now is apparently an IRS agent. So if you're an auditor, this is your moment. I love that people actually thought Sinema and Manchin were going to hold out and defy their party. These are the same people who thought Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian were going to stay together. Okay, didn't happen.
Hearts.
I know. I got to say it. But this is a complete distortion that this will in any way reduce inflation. If this monster passes, we will need a Reduce Depression Act next, because this is going to send us headlong into a depression. You can't tack 15% corporate tax rate on top of Americans. That's going to trickle down to every American. The taxes that are being implied for people making under $200,000. And now you're talking about, on top of that, IRS enforcement doubling, meaning the middle class is going to get hit coming and going, and the gas prices won't budge. And who can afford $70,000 electric vehicles, Laura?
And about that IRS, just real quick, about the IRS, they're not going to go after people who have sophisticated tax agents doing their taxes.
Attorneys,
They're going to go after people who are simple enough that they can find 10 grand here, find 20 grand there, and it's the middle class that'll take that.
Small businesses, just what we need at this moment, and we should be reinforcing. They're ripping down from within.
It is
so terrible.
It's the opposite way to actually make a difference. It's going to get worse. I mean, I think everybody says that. The good news, Joey, is that if you want to get an electric vehicle, apparently there's a tax credit in this bill. Unfortunately, 70% of the cars don't even qualify.
Yeah, listen, I have no problem whatsoever looking to the future and investing in innovation. But the way you invest in innovation is you give people the opportunity to innovate. You don't go back and say, hey, if you buy this car, whether it's good or not, just because it says EV on it, we're going to give you a little bit of money for that. We're going to give you a little bit of a rebate. Incentivizing people to buy products, not based on the quality of the product, but the name on the product, that's not how you do it, and that's not what the government should be in.
That is such a great point. I mean, they're rigging the capitalist system. We are using government dollars, the taxpayers' money, to force and create a new industry. Why? Let the market decide that. But to give them a $20 billion gift from the American taxpayer to all these car manufacturers, how do you power a grid, Laura?
Oh,
that's the other
exactly.
question.
Right. Imagine we all had
Is
them
it
now
magic?
and you plugged it in. I mean, it would all come crashing down. Not to mention, I think most of the battery components for electric vehicles come from China.
Right.
We're in a bit of a sticky spot with China right now. There's so many issues, and I think, Joey, most people feel probably kind of like you're saying. I have no problem with everybody kind of moving towards the future. I think most people can appreciate that. But you have to do it in a sensible way. You have to do it in a strategic way. You can't just shove it down people's throats. But here we are.
And just one quick point, because all I keep thinking about are folks who live in the middle of the country, right? And they're the ones who, when they're going to go on a road trip, it's a very long drive. I've mentioned we're driving our daughter to Missouri from Colorado. I've been on that drive, and I thought, wow, this would not be easy in an electric vehicle.
How do you do it?
Because
Exactly right.
not only you have to make the distance, you have to have patience, and if there's somebody else in there, it's not practical.
Right.
Oh.
Well,
and for those of us who live in Gulf states, when you have to evacuate in a hurricane, you're on the road for 13 hours, 20 hours sometimes. that electric vehicle, what do you go? Would you blow into it? Do you put Duracell? I don't know what you do. It's not going to work.
You stop and shop at the Target for 3 hours. That's what you do.
Well, you charge up. At least you got the tax credit.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.